Yo, it's going for the Gusto. It's the podcast, man. You already know what's going on, man. I got Queso Casino, I got Boom Bam Bonanza, I got Squabbles on those powers, and I got Way Too Cool Jones, man. And so, man, I just want to ask y'all, man, how y'all doing today, man? Y'all let me know.
Hey, listen, I'm going to go first. South Carolina, sorry, but y'all can go ahead.
What's good, man? You already know it's your boy out here. Let's get this thing rolling, dog.
All right, first thing I want to say, man, hey, man, y'all stay safe, man. Hurricane Ian, man, that thing ain't nothing to play with, man. Gotta check up on y'all people, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're going to start this thing off with this, man. So these are the topics that we got for today. We got who's to blame for a blown lead? Rather have more time of possession and less points, or less time of possession and more points? And then we're going to mention these Hall of Fame candidates going into 2023, man. So first thing first, man. So who do y'all got for blame for a blown lead, man? First off, I'm going to pass it to Queso.
Boy, listen. I got the coach, the head coach. The head coach, he leads the team. He leads the charge. Like how we seen in with Denver and Seattle, Nathaniel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't put the ball into his quarterback to get him in the prime position for a better field goal, even though they didn't have the lead. But that's still hey, you take command, you take charge of your team, you put them in the best position to win, and then that can correlate into a team that actually has the lead. And then the head coach not making the adjustments. He's not talking to his coordinators. He's not talking to his quarterback. He's not talking to his defensive captain. They're not making the adjustments necessary in order to win the game. So I'm going to primarily put it on the head coach, but the coordinators and the quarterback and the defensive leader, they all deserve equal blame, but I'm going to mostly put it on the head coach since he's, quote-unquote, the true leader of the team.
All right. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, man, listen, I believe in looking at every aspect of the game, right? And the reason I say that is because we got to understand the NFL is different with a lot of individuals who are above the age of 18 that are considered men. You understand what I'm saying? Who are considered men. And men tend not to listen to other men when it comes down to heated moments. They think, hey, I got this. I know what I'm doing in this moment. And I want to say, I don't want to put it on the position. I don't want to put it on the coaching staff. I don't want to put it on the offense and defense. I want to put it as a whole organization. And the reason I say that is because the coach can make a right play, but guess what? Who can change the play at the line at any given time, at any given moment? The quarterback can. Hey, that linebacker can switch up that defense. That safety can switch up that defense right there in the heat of the moment just because he didn't believe or trust in what the coach could have probably put out. And guess what? Also, vice versa. The coach could not believe in his players making the right call and changing whatever they saw fit as well. You know what I mean? But, hey, that comes to also backing up what Cheese was saying in regards to, hey, the coaching staff. Once you build up that relationship with your coaching staff and you guys understand your game plan and your aerodynamic of approach, guess what? You guys are destined to succeed and not even blown a lead. You know, but, hey, if it happens, it happens. It's the pros we play in, baby.
All right, go ahead, Boom.
All right, so I'm gonna agree with Cheese to an extent. I'm gonna say it's the coaching staff, but for different reasons. So I think it's mainly the play callers. But Sam, based on what you've been saying, a head coach got to be a leader of men, and if you're not a leader of men, they're not going to listen to you when it matters the most. But if you are, they will. You got to get your team to buy in. But that starts all the way in training camp before the leads get blown. But it's definitely on the coaching staff because it's up to the coaches to put their players in the best position to succeed. Are there going to be times where a player drop a ball or do a hold and miss a call? Yeah, that's true. But most of the blown leads comes when coaches decide to put their players in not the best position. For example, you can be throwing the ball, in the first quarter. You start running in the second quarter because you're winning. You're running in the third quarter. Now the other team coming back, and now you asking the offensive linemen to get out of run mode to get back into pass mode. You asking them to get out of pass mode and get back into run mode. That's a whole mindset switching from okay, we playing soft coverage to no, now we manning up at the line of scrimmage. It's a mindset, and the coach got to be in the flow of the game to put the you could see when players come to the sideline the kind of mood they in, whether they like you can tell when your players start to feel lackadaisical when they start to feel like we not really in the game no more. We winning by 21, and then when the score come back, now you ask them to switch it back on. A coach got to catch that before that even happens. When they score 10 points, okay, let's try to switch it back on now, just in case they score another time. At least we still got a 3-4 point cushion. So I think the majority is on the coaching staff, but we know, like Sam said, when it comes down to football, everybody is to blame for a win or a loss.
All right, Mr. Way Too Cool.
Man, I definitely agree with both what Boom Bam said and what Sam both said about the responsibility. Cheese, when the responsibility comes to the head coach, yes, you have a leader amongst men. I do believe it's also situational depending on how the game, like the flow of the game, like you're saying, is going and what people do actually on the field, accustomed to what the plan is to do. So every time that the head coach can put a plan out there to be done, if poor execution can already fail the entire plan itself, what brings the whole team down, which puts you behind of which you shouldn't be in the first place. So now you're playing catch-up ball rather than playing ball itself. I think that's a big issue that also falls on all sides. Like the quarterback, first and foremost, should be the captain of the field.
I think we lost Rob.
I think we lost.
Head coach should be doing.
Okay,
Sorry.
there you go, Dick. No, we got
we lost you for a minute.
We back.
That's what should definitely happen from the everything that the QB cannot physically see on the field, because on the field the QB should actually be the captain that's mandating everything that he sees that needs to be done, so they don't fall behind. That's why you have audibles at the line as well. The responsibility falls a lot on the QB to take responsibility in the audibles in the defense that they see that they're trying to stop. So I think the QB takes a lot of blame for it. The head coach takes a lot of blame for it. But we've seen a lot of opportunities, like with the defense. We can go back to Carolina when they played the Browns, and they said, don't quote me on how much yards that Baker Mayfield threw in the fourth quarter, but it was over 100 yards. And that was 2 blown coverage for the defense, where that shouldn't have even taken place. So there's just certain things that happen between the game of either blown coverage, blown assignments that can put you behind in the game that you shouldn't be in the first place if you are following your assignment of what we told you to do. So that plays a lot of factors within the lead drops. So it's hard for me to dictate for just one person. I had to give the blame to almost everybody, just depending on the situation.
Okay, cool. I like it. Man, I'm gonna keep mine a little short and sweet, man. I'm gonna blame the players, right? Because the coach make the call, but you as a player have to go out there and execute the call, right? So a lot of people gonna be like, well, what do you mean by that? Because they can't go out there and make the play for you. I used to hear that all the time, bro. Like, we can't go out there and do it for you. So, that's just my take on it. You know what I mean? So I know that might dictate or contradict what I should say back in the past amongst calls we all done been on. So we gonna say that for right now. But you know what I mean?
You knew it was coming, brother. You knew it was coming.
So I'm gonna say that because I'm gonna be the one that's controversial in the conversation, because everybody virtually agrees. So I'm gonna be the one to stand up the box. So man, shoot, that's the end of that segment, man. Unless somebody else want to say something on that.
Hey, fellas, hey, everybody in the comments, get in the comments and give us y'all take on who's the blame for a blown lead. Is it the offensive coordinator, the defense coordinator, the head coach? Is it special teams? Is it the QB? Is it the blown coverage? What is
Position
it, man?
Players.
Just give us your ideas, give us your comments, and we'll get back to
Who is it?
It's Jerry Jones.
All right. It's Jerry Jones. Yeah, he's blame for a lot of y'all.
The owner.
The press box almost say, "Hey, go for it."
Skype call.
Hey, they need to put me on the Skype call right now, dog. I talked to him real quick.
Give me the phone. Give Mike the phone. Hey, the
All you
phone.
need is some paper. You can throw it.
Better go for it on 4th and 5, or everybody fired. You hear me?
Everybody out the door.
It's gonna be Black Monday on week 5. You hear me?
Jerry walk in the room. Hey, Jerry, man. Hey, you wanted to see me? Yeah, Jerry. Close the door behind you.
Nah, but you know what I mean, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get on through to the next segment, man. So The question is, would you rather have more time of possession and less points, or less points and more time of possession? And I want to hear y'all thoughts. And I'm gonna do the same order like I did the last time, or we can reverse.
No, I got a special request because I got a feeling me and Sam gonna agree on this. But it's definitely time of possession, bro. That's easy. You gotta methodically move the ball down the field. That's it. That's all you gotta methodically move the ball down the field, man. Listen, if you get 10 yards 10 times, you score a touchdown. That's a somebody can break it down, man. Listen, scoring points look good, but
if you get 4 yards of play, you ahead of the sticks.
Oh, talk to me. Hey, listen, you get out there, you run the football, you methodically move that thing down the field, you control the time of possession, you definitely help your defense because you don't want your defense on the field too much because pass rushers get tired first. Because they're the first ones to get tired. Then as you move that thing down the field, them linebackers get tired of crashing down on them guards. They go open up one for you eventually. They get tired of, man, that's 320 pounds right there, boy. I'm gonna hit that thing every, you know what I'm saying? And then by the third, fourth quarter, you weigh the other team down. You know what I'm saying? Your defense is way more fresh, and then scoring the points. What it does, the big plays, you never really get a rhythm. See, big plays look good, but your offense doesn't have a rhythm. The tight end ain't got no touches. The slot guys, they working hard too. They would like to catch a 7-yard here or there, and the more plays you run, the more likely you are for the other team's defense to make a mistake. So since I start with me, I would have said because I'm pretty sure he agreed. I don't know though.
All right.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say pass me the rock. Cause listen, more time and less points is where I'm at. Listen, I don't care if the end of the game is 7-0. If I drag that ball down the field as long as I want to by the end of the game, guess what? I stand tall all day. I don't care. Listen, I'm not stat chasing. I'm just trying to win a football game. You hear me what I'm saying? Listen, that's what I was talking about last time when I was conversing with some of my boys about football. Listen, I don't care if the running back runs the ball the whole game. I don't care. 3 yards here, 4 yards here. Shoot,
you kind of contradict yourself.
Running on 3rd and 2. I don't care. Get me the first down. Just give me the first down.
Yeah.
I do not care. If I got some linemen down there in the trenches ready to push forward, and I tire those rushers out, those defensive rushers out, guess what? By the end of the game, I can treat them how I want to treat them the whole game. I have control at that point, so I can control the game just like that. And guess what? Now the score is 10-0, and guess what? We won. That's all that matters.
All right, I like it. Go ahead, Queso.
I like my offense hot. I like it ready. I like it to strike fast. Like
come on, talk to me now.
I need to break the defense back. I want more points and less time of possession. I need the points on the board, and I need it quick and I need it fast, like a hot and ready low season.
Hey, Cheese. That's your problem. You need to learn how to use the crock pot. That's what you need to do.
I need a boy to spark it up. Spark them up.
Microwave, baby.
Spark it up. I need a boy to spark it up.
Spicy queso you got over there.
Hey, listen. Because when you got the offense is a well-oiled machine. And then when they get down the field, they run 6 plays in 3 minutes, and they got 7 on the board, and you come back, get a turnover, you come back, score another 7.
What you do, Cheese?
14-0. Come on,
what you do, Cheese?
The ball for 7 minutes, you got 14 points. You're breaking your defensive back. Listen, come on now. Patrick Mahomes did it. He knows it. He knows it best. Come on now, because guess what, boy? We gonna throw them things. Bombs over Baghdad. Bombs over Baghdad.
Hey. It's a good thing you brought up Patrick Mahomes because when them boys played the Bucks in the Super Bowl, them boys slow roast them boys. That what they did. Slow and steady won the race too.
Hey, no, we ain't gonna sit there and talk bad about like Tampa Bay didn't have that high class defense that did. You know, come on now.
We gonna stay on course though, man. So go ahead, cool.
All right, man. Listen, I'm all about Get it. You're moving the ball methodically up the field. That slow cook, that chili coming out in 6 hours. That thing busting. I understand. I got you. But what about when your team hungry right now, man? I want some points on the board now. Like, dude, I'm not waiting for no points. Like, I feel like I'm doing a bad job and I'm doing a misjudgment to my players. If I send them out to the field and he tell me I want a touchdown and I tell him, hey, man, you gonna have to wait. That boy want a plate, man. Let that man go feast.
Talk to them
Let him
boys.
feast. Hey, brother.
Talk to them boys.
How about you go ahead and have yourself a plate? Like, go ahead and get that. Like, I'm all about.
Yes,
see, it's all about the time of the game. So if you want them to move the ball methodically up the field, I would rather you at least try to aim to put some points on the board first. If you have a point on the board, you got some points on the board, cool. Now we're trying to get the ball from them, so we're keeping the ball in our hands. Now you got to work on our time because you're trying to catch up to me. Now me and you moving 0-0, there's no telling when his offense get hot. When he start throwing the ball for 75 yards, he start throwing the ball 35 yards to the tight end. The running back break off for a 15-yard, and then he throw another 35 down the road. Like, there's no telling how somebody else is going to pick up speed on the opposite side of their offense by me running my offense like that. I can hold the ball for 25 minutes, and then he gets the ball, and then them boy runs straight up the field and score, and I didn't score. So now where I'm at. Now they methodically moving the ball up the field.
Well, not.
I'm telling you, you go into the end zone with me. Touchdown. I throw the ball myself. We going to the end zone, baby.
You can't throw no ball away that.
Preach.
Well, with this right here, well, I throw the ball and catch the ball myself. Crazy.
Hey, man. So I'm gonna choose the more time of possession, man, because I'm able to squeeze the pill. You know what I mean? But that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? I like to be able to squeeze the pill. That's what they say in basketball. You know what I'm saying? When you up, you know what I'm saying? You take the last shot you take that shot about 7 seconds left on the shot clock. You know what I'm saying? But I got to make sure we put points up on the board because that's the only way that makes it better for me and my team. Because methodically moving the ball down the field, it gives my defense a chance to rest. Now, I love a splash play. Don't get me wrong. I love a splash play. But let me get that splash play in the fourth quarter when you're wore down and your defense ain't got nothing left. And that's what I would like. So I like the 17-10 ball games. Now we in the era of the 28 to 35 range and stuff like that. So, I think that kind of football is kind of gone and it comes back around during, them colder times than the playoffs. But and that goes back to Patrick Mahomes and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, right? But the thing that we got to talk about real quick about that game, and I'm going to say this, Patrick Mahomes came into that game with no offensive line and was running for his life. So we got to talk about it. But
he did.
But the Bucks did win. So that's what matters at the end of the day. And so with that being said, man, we're going to end up going on to our third segment.
Before you do that, let me say one thing. I got one thing I wanted to say on that one. I have one thing to say. Hold on. Check this out now. Y'all act like offensive linemen don't get tired too. You keep keeping that offense on the field for a elongated period of time and watch how they get at your quarterback. All right,
well,
now. And the offensive line don't break down. Okay. I'm a blocking this 350-pound man all night.
And we'll see if he's moving him forward, then he gains energy by moving him forward off that ball. So he's loving that. So he's coming back to the sideline saying, "Coach, let's keep pounding that thing." You know what I mean? So that's the difference.
Same difference if he's getting through. Hey, Coach, he can't hold me. Let me in.
Hey, can I ask way too cool something? Go
ahead.
What's up?
Hey,
I'm all over.
I'm gonna put this perspective in you as a receiver.
Put it in.
When you catch the ball as a receiver, you want that thing again, don't you?
Sure do.
Hey, when you're a rusher and you don't get the quarterback the first time, and you don't get him the second time, and you don't get it the third time, don't it get frustrating, don't it?
Kind of do.
Who's frustrated, the receiver or the rusher? Talk to me.
I mean, that goes to say how many balls he threw at me and I ain't getting. I mean, I feel you. I understand the point, though.
But you know what I'm saying? But, hey, man.
I understand.
Down in the comment section, man, we want y'all thoughts, for real. Down in the comment section now.
Like, comment, subscribe, comment.
We be seeing who like and who we be seeing who off early.
We see you.
That, y'all. Y'all boy, I'm looking you. Look in your nose. I see you.
Yeah,
You and your
hanging
mama.
out.
All right, man. Let's do it.
We at the 20-minute mark, gentlemen. So we gonna talk about these Hall of Fame candidates, man. We're gonna talk about these Hall of Fame candidates, bro. And so I'm gonna go off. We can go into different orders how we want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna call out a name and then we go from there. So I'm gonna start off with Way Too Cool.
All right, so DeMarcus Ware. So DeMarcus Ware, Super Bowl winner, 9-time Pro Bowler, 138.5 sacks in his career, 117 with the Cowboys, which is a career sack record. Top amount of sacks that he had within a year was 20.5. That's 35 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions. That's light. I think the man is highly qualified to be inside the Hall of Fame. Especially with the people that he was operating on the side of during the years that he was actually playing. I think either on and off the field, I have a great respect for DeMarcus Ware, just from him, even as a character, the way how he talks and the way how he conducts himself. You don't catch him out there just acting like, oh, well, I'm just the greatest person you ever seen, and y'all need to fear me. You go out and say, this man is a nice guy, real cool dude. See him on the field and you looking at the dirt, but like he's a real cool dude when he's not on the field. And I appreciate a lot that what he actually does for the community too. He's a real stand-up, get-together guy, man. And he's got the numbers to stand behind him and prove that he's ready to play when you're ready to play. So I really want this man to get indicted into the Hall of Fame just because of this. And there's not a lot of people that have that kind of heart. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have that kind of heart, that I believe you belong in that league within your own, man. It's a whole different brand within itself. That's my opinion. DeMarcus Ware for Hall of Fame.
All right. So do you think he's a first ballot or second ballot? And I want everybody.
I want him to be in first ballot.
First ballot.
I want him to be first ballot.
He's first ballot in my book. I think he deserves first ballot.
Hey, that's first, boy. 20 sacks in the season.
So
130 a career. That's first.
Okay. All right. I like it. So I'm kind of messed up not doing this first by just jumping into the subject, but I want to name all the candidates that we handpicked as candidates for this upcoming year. And so we got Cam Chancellor, Dwight Freeney, Darrell Revis, Rondé Barber, Devin Hester, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson, Reggie Wayne, Patrick Willis, Marcus Ware, and James Harrison. So those are the guys that we chose from. And so the guys that we all handpicked out, I'm going to go first. I got Rondé Barber, Devin Hester, Torrey Holt, and Andre Johnson. Sam has Reggie Wayne. Rick has Darrell Revis, Cam Chancellor, and Patrick Willis. And Cheese has Dwight Freeney and James Harrison. And so, those are guys that we handpicked because we felt like those guys kind of impacted the game when they was in the game. And so we just like, those are the easiest guys that we can do and just grab from. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Cheese, and I'm going to let him go.
All right, man. Well, before I start, actually at the end of this, I want to pose, if we got time, I just want to pose, I'm going to pose a quick question in the end. So, James, don't forget about me. But
I got you.
I'm going to get y'all boys first with Dwight Jason Freeney. Hey, man, the boy is a terror. Colts defensive end. The boy was a terror for years, man. Being a Jacksonville fan, I had to see him countless days.
Let's go, Colts.
Super Bowl champion, 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year, nominated twice, top 3, 2002 forced fumble leader, 2004 sack leader, and he's also a member of the NFL 2000s decade team. That's the first ballot Hall of Famer right there. I mean, listen.
He did have Robert Mathis too now, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Hey man, year in and year out, the man has been dominating at the position. In his prime, he's unmatched. But that kind of goes with every Hall of Fame candidate, every Pro Bowler, every All Pro. They're always a terror on the field, always unmatched. He wrecks games. He interferes. That's what he does, but he disrupts. And that's the same I can say about my next guy, James Harrison. Pittsburgh Steelers, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro. In 2008, he became the only undrafted player to earn a Defensive Player of the Year award. He's the 2008 forced fumble leader, and before he got in his prime, he was cut 4 times in the first 3 years of his career. Cut 4 times.
That man undersized though. That's why.
Before he even it wasn't because of size. It was because of his mental. I read something. He said he always wanted to give up. The one he didn't always want to give up, but it was the plays that was hard for him to make. He wanted to give up. He didn't want to put in the extra effort, the fight, the hunger. It wasn't there. But then my guy, he retired. I can't remember his name right now, but a guy in front of him, he retired.
Talking about Brett Keisel?
No, I can't remember his name right now. Forgive me. But he got cut he actually got cut for salary cap reasons. But because of that, he had his time to shine. He got off special teams, was named the starter, did his thing. That very first year, he became second team All-Pro, and then just was up from there. 2-time Super Bowl champion, sack leader, top 5 in a franchise organization. So the man just out there, he wrecks games as well. Like I said before about Dwight Freeney, the man just.
So my question I pose to you is: first ballot or second ballot?
Second.
Second. What about Freeney?
Oh, Freeney first.
Freeney first. Okay.
Yeah, first. Come on now, 2000s All-Decade team. The man is in the All-Decade team. That was his prime.
That is true.
Come on now. Decade
All
team,
right.
the first ballot.
I got you. All right, go ahead, Sam, since you got Reggie White. Oh, Reggie Wayne, I'm sorry.
Boy, you got to put some respect on the shoe. Put some respect on the shoe now. Look, my boy Reginald Wayne. My boy Reginald Wayne, guess what? Played with the Colts for 14 years. And out of those 14 years, guess what? One of those years, he became the Super Bowl champion along with the great Peyton Manning. Hey, listen, check this out. The man averaged 1,070 receptions per game, and receiving yards, 14,345 receiving yards out of his whole career.
And hold on. You said 1,000 yards per 1,000 catches a game?
You mean 1,000 catches in his career?
In his career. That's what I meant.
Boy, hey, boy, you said some shit.
Ooh,
Red,
1,000. Lord, a game? The boy playing Madden.
It's only one player I know that can do that, and that's me. But we're not talking about me right now. We talking about
Man been on the field by himself.
we talking about Reginald. We talking about Reginald. Hey, and then also 82 touchdowns for his season. His career. He did that, and every pass was averaged up to 13.4 yards per catch. So hey, if you ask me, that's stellar. You know what I'm saying? The man went with the awesome Peyton Manning, and those two was just like 2 peas in a pod, man. They was on a string together, man. They definitely had that chemistry on the field, and it rocked. He was also a 6-time Pro Bowler. You know what I'm saying? So I give it up to Reggie Wayne, man. Like, he showed us some miraculous catches throughout his years too. Man, talk about it, man. It was
I seen it firsthand, boy.
Hey, listen. Hey, before Odell thought he did them first, but let me tell you about that Reginald. Reginald caught that thing one hand like that first down before y'all. Reginald did that thing first. Hey.
I like it.
I might be a little biased, but hey.
First ballot? Okay. This is second year going in now, so he didn't make it last year, so this is second year. So he might get in there this year.
They better put some respect on Reginald.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Boom Bam, man. So what you got for me?
All right, so I got all defensive people just because I like to play a little defense. The first person I got Cam Chancellor. His career got cut short, but he plays a position in the NFL that nobody likes to talk about. He's a safety that play in the box. Everybody want a safety that look good, can catch the deep interceptions, running back for touchdowns, but somebody got to get in the box. When you come across the middle, you got to know you playing football. You can't think you playing no other sport. When you come across the middle, somebody got to be like, I'm going to lay that lump on you now. Now, so Cam, I mean, he only got to play 8 years. I mean, they won a Super Bowl. They could have won 2. You know, part of the Legion of Boom. Underrated with his spot on the Legion of Boom. Especially like, you know, playing in that area, being able to, he had the size to, you know, D up tight ends, which was great, especially when they go up against, you know, like when they was playing the Patriots and stuff in the Super Bowl, like those kind of matchups worked out well for him because most safeties, they either don't have the height or the weight. But he had the height, the weight, and the speed to match up with tight ends, so they didn't have to switch personnel too much. Even when receivers came on the field, obviously he wasn't as effective, but he was good enough to, you know, move with receivers. So he was a very important part. He was the enforcer of that defense. He set the tone in a lot of those Seattle games. He made 4 Pro Bowls. Now me, I'm a little hard on the Hall of Fame. I'm not so quick to put everybody at first ballot or anything. So I think he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. But he did have a short amount of years, and he didn't have any first team All Pros. So I would hold that against him. But I think his impact on the game and on the field deserves him in the Hall of Fame. So, you know,
Mr. Bam Cam himself, boy.
Yeah, you know that, man. So Cam was solid. Yeah, facts. So not next. I got Darrelle Revis, man. Listen, Darrelle in my book is probably the second best corner ever. He had the best statistical season for any corner in 09. I'm talking about he was locking up everybody. And everybody caught it.
That's your uncle.
Huh?
That's your uncle.
I feel like it sometimes. Hey, look, this man in 09 was legit. The man locked down everybody from Randy to had Ocho only had like 1 catch the whole game. It was bad. It was bad for everybody around the league. Like this man Revis was a difference maker. As the year he went to the Patriots, they immediately won the Super Bowl. Like that's all they was missing. You get a guy like Revis. He got his own island. He played 11 seasons, made 7 Pro Bowls. He's a 4-time All Pro. He made the 2010 All Decade team, and everybody know Revis Island. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to make a name for it. Like it was the point where the Jets was like, all right, this is how we gonna play defense. Revis got Revis over there. Everybody else do what y'all gonna do, but we got Revis over there. Like that was the defense at this point. Word. Matter of fact, we might blitz it. We might run engage Revis 1-on-1. Like that's what it was. They didn't care. So Revis is by far a first ballot in my book. I don't even think it's close. I think Revis is just that solid. And so like that's the second man I got. So thirdly, I got my man Patrick Willis who played for San Fran. Patrick held it down. Patrick was one of them. He's one of the first linebackers I see that had that size and that speed. He was 250, but he ran like 4.47. He was everywhere, all around the field. He was holding it down. He was the linebacker. It was like, oh, we need one of them so he could run with tight ends. We ain't even got to play cover 3. We gonna man up Patrick in the middle, and he gonna be all right. Patrick he's a 5-time All Pro, and he only played 8 years. That's how you know when somebody's elite. When you make first team All Pro more years than like over 50% of your career, you deserve to be there. He was defensive rookie of the year. He came in the league and got 174 tackles. Come on, like his very first year. He was on the San Fran team that went to the Super Bowl. Well, I think they lost by 3 to the Ravens, but you know what I'm saying? He was a staple. The man had to retire early because he had feet problems. But if Patrick got to play a full 13, 14-year career without those problems, he would have been up there with we would have been like, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Mike Singletary, Jack Lambert, like Ray, hey, that man
LT, the man was up there with LT, you know.
LT is an outside man. I'm talking about, middle backers. People in the middle. So so I think Patrick should be a first ballot because I'm, like I said, y'all know, I'm big on all pros, right? Richard Sherman said it first, but I agree with him. Like, you shouldn't be just going to the Hall of Fame with no all pros because all pros signifies, see, the Pro Bowl is popularity. You can make Pro Bowls. Right. All pro means I was one of the best people in that season out of everybody that played. It don't matter who you are. And so that's why I'm big on that. If you made 5 out of 8 years, that means you were elite. Like you were elite the whole time. So I obviously got I got the real first ballot. I got Patrick first ballot. Cam, I don't really know why I got him. I love the way he played football, his physicality. I can't call him a first ballot because at his position,
What Dion said, you got to put him in the Hall of Game.
yeah. He's a baller, but he don't belong out there. So y'all was let me know in the comments what y'all think about my people, and y'all was let me know, on the panel what y'all think.
All right. So boom, man. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing off, man. So I got 4 people, right? And I got offense, special team, and I got a defensive player that I had to sit there and watch for many years. I got Rondé Barber, right? Rondé Barber at playing corner played over 241 games, and he played 214 of them games consecutively. That's a lot of football games from 2000.
That's a lot of hits.
2000.
That's a lot of hits.
From 2000 to 2012, this man played that dang near every game, bro. And so, with that being said, he's second all time in sacks, right behind Rodney Harrison. He has 28, and he's third all time in picks with 47.
You talking about like amongst defensive backs?
Amongst DBs, bro. Like he is third all time. Like I could be wrong with that, but if I'm wrong, bash me down in the comment section. So I also got he got 3 All Pros, and he got 4 Pro Bowls, right? So, and then his impact on the game, and then his best year was in 2007. So that's without dream team that he had with him when he went to the Super Bowl, back in 2000. If I'm not mistaken, is it 2000 or 2002?
It's
somebody correct me on
2002.
Yeah. Down in the comments, boy playing had Rich Gannon out there looking crazy, but but he was him coming off the edge. Him coming off the edge was so crazy. Like he timed the snap count perfectly. This dude is being tackles on the inside and outside and just dipping under them. But he's also I'm going to say a little guy. I don't want to discredit him. He's 5'10". So when somebody's coming at you at 5'10" and then you're 6'6", and you're trying to block this human being, it's kind of the degree of difficulty is very hard. And once you get your hands on him, it's barbecue chicken on sauce. And so he timed a lot of his sacks very well. I think he's first ballot, man, because of the numbers that what I've seen and what I got here. He's definitely, if you play that many games, including playoffs, and then you're second all time and third all time, and then you got 3 All Pros on top of that, I think either first or I give him second, but the numbers show that he needs to be first. But the Hall of Fame, a little iffy from time to time, so we'll go from there and see. So then secondly, I got Torrey Holt, right? Now, Torrey Holt numbers don't splash out at you. He's 17th all time in yards, and he's 8th all time in yards per game, right? And so I think that's where he gets like a lot of his praise from, right? Kind of like Julio, right? So his numbers aren't there, and
Lord, the boy froze. Lord, have mercy.
It's not really. He was also only doing 15.
The number's so hard they froze, baby.
Hey James, bro. Hey, Soren. I think we lost you, bro.
Yeah. I think the man.
But definitely, I agree a lot what he said too, man. But
what happened?
Oh no, we all right. You back? We had lost you for a second. We lost you.
Yeah. You was gone for a little second.
So what was the last thing y'all heard?
17th all time in receiving yards.
Okay, cool. All right, my bad. So he's 17th all time in receiving yards, and he averaged 77.4 yards a game. So that puts him 8th all time in yards, right, per game. And he caught 74 touchdowns within his career. But a lot of people don't realize that sometimes he kind of was like the third option on that team because Isaac Bruce's numbers is crazy. Like,
Greatest show on turf.
a lot of people don't. I don't think a lot of people realize, like, think of Torrey Holt. Bruce really got the numbers, bro. And I didn't realize that until I started digging deep on these numbers, man. And it's just crazy to me because you also got to think about, like, I might be crazy by saying this, but he kind of was like the third option. It is what it is, though, man. I give him second. I don't think he makes it in this year. If it was a Hall of Game, he definitely would be in there on the first ballot. But I give him second. Andre Johnson, if I'm still with y'all, or no?
Yeah. We good.
All right, bet.
All right, well, so we gonna keep it pushing until he hop back in. So his last two people was Andre Johnson and Devin Hester. I think as far as a kick returner, I think we probably all agree as a kick returner, Devin Hester is first ballot, man. Like that
undisputed
greatest kick returner we ever seen. Like, you know, it's just kick return, special teams.
Man, I've never seen somebody in their career take that kick return ability from Miami then transfer that kick return ability to the league.
Man. It's almost unheard of when you see something like that, man.
You talking about Devin Hester right now?
Go ahead.
We talking about Devin Hester right now.
Bet. So word, cool. So I got Devin Hester on my list. I'm sorry, y'all, man. I know what's going on, but we back in here. We just gonna edit that out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cheese. But Devin Hester, right? Mr. AKA, don't kick it to me. Don't kick it to Devin Hester. So, right, check this out. Devin Hester has 14 return touchdowns, bro. Punt return touchdowns, and he has 5 kick returns. And one of those coming in the Super Bowl. Like, dude, that's 19 return touchdowns. I don't think nobody's going to touch that. That is his. Nobody's going to touch that.
How much Dante Hall got? I just curious if anybody know.
Dante Hall is like third all time on that list, bro. I think he got like 8. He got like 8 of them things.
And that's crazy. Ooh.
Yeah. He got
that's
8 of them things. Yeah. I thought he was gonna be up there on that list, but I was surprised what I was surprised what Devin Hester was, because shout out my boy Cordell. Him and Josh Cribbs are tied for kick returns as of right now. So he said before the season ended out, he wanted to take one back. I don't know if Arthur let him do it, but that's what he wants to do. But he has 3 All-Pros and he has 4 Pro Bowls. Now, I don't know how well the Hall of Fame is going to do well with Devin Hester. Like, I think you can put him in there, but at the same time, it's like, I'm going to go ahead and give him second, or maybe, I don't even know if it's a third, but he might be on the third ballot if there is one. I don't think he'd get in right away because of he's a special teamer at best. And I just don't think he'll be able to do it.
You don't think the boys you don't think they're gonna respect that? I mean, like,
I was about to say, like, damn, they ain't showing no love to the special teams.
If that's the case, a lot of people posted why Zach Thomas not in there.
No. I agree with that, but I'm asking you from the standpoint as because the game involving, like, for example, Tucker, right, the kicker for the Raiders. You think he's gonna be first ballot when he retired, just like off the strength?
Off the strength, just because of. I guess I'm contradicting by what I'm saying, but off the strength of what he was doing, right? The man that kicked a 61-yarder.
Hester got 19 returns.
He got 19.
But he got 19, but true at the same time. I see what y'all saying. It's just that I don't know how well they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say what I really want to say, but, you know, we just got to go from there.
Hey. When you develop a phrase or a name for yourself, if my name is Legatron, and if my name is Don't Kick Him to Me Hester, listen, if I got a name in this league,
but see that's what Deion
gonna go down. I'm definitely gonna go down in history.
Bullet was running for 65 yards. But why'd you kick it to him?
But like with him though, man, it's like I agree with you saying, but if it was a Hall of Game, he in there. And I think they kind of might have to do that because it seems like everybody getting in, but some people being left out, and it's crazy. But
My boy Reggie.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do my last one, man. It's gonna be Andre Johnson, man. Andre Johnson numbers are crazy, despite
crazy.
like, bro, Andre Johnson's 11th all time in yards.
All time.
Andre Johnson was D Hop before D Hop was. Like Andre Johnson crawled so D Hop could walk. Like,
I mean, I think, but Andre could kind of run though. I think he could stretch the field a little better than.
no, but that is true. But before D Hop was catching the ball from 4 different quarterbacks in a year, I think Andre was doing that first. Like, word, bro.
Hey, cause David Carr, I don't know what David Carr been doing. Hey, Andre did somewhere. I'm gonna throw it.
Man, David Carr was just getting beat up, bro. He's just getting beat up. Like straight up and down. He just getting beat up, bro. Dude, I seen one clip, right, Chief, where Marcus Stroud had caught a hold of him, nearly dunked this man like a donut, bro. I was like, dog. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's illegal. Like,
in the coffee or in the milk?
Like in the milk, he had a Krispy Kreme, and he done.
The man was an Oreo. The man was an Oreo.
He said he dunked the man like, oh, geez.
In the coffee or in the milk?
Ride. But man, like, but
shout
for
out
real
to
though,
Johnson,
man. But for real. So he's 11th all time, despite not really having a great quarterback throughout his career. Also is 11th all time in reception. Like crazy. And also he's 16th all time amongst his peers with 73.5 a game, which is, that's still good. You know what I'm saying? The thing that kind of struck me though is he only got 2 All-Pros though. Pro Bowl. So Houston really was rocking with him. Like, hey, my man gotta get there. But pros kind of like trying to get it because during that era of time we had a lot of great receivers per se, but it's just that it's tough for him to only have 2. And
well,
he had a
receivers
1,600-yard season as well too. But go ahead.
Well, receivers don't normally get in first ballot for whatever reason.
Yeah, so that's
like
what I'm saying.
it's not
he goes second.
Well, it's like.
Second.
The only receivers that get in on the first try is like Jerry, Randy, and T.O., right? Oh, T.O. didn't get in on the first try.
No,
right?
T.O. didn't even get in on the first.
T.O. ain't getting
6 times
because of
boy,
T.O.
Yeah, like nowhere close.
Yeah, but I just saying throughout the history of football, wide receiver like 2 All-Pros is good with me because you got some receivers in the Hall of Fame like I could be wrong with this, but I think I've been looking up something about Michael Irvin. He only got 1. He got like 5 Pro Bowls or 1, I think. Yeah, they only got 1 first team All Pro. But it's like it's like
I believe it. If you would have said
it's like
Detroit,
hey, y'all let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong. Now let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong. But I'm just saying like it's weird for receivers. I think the way the league is now is going to get better. So like receivers who got 3 or 4 All Pros gonna start going first ballot. They gonna start being on the first try. They gonna start getting in. But like I think as of right now, Andre Johnson's still on that tail end part of that. It might gonna get in, it might not type thing. So that's how I say that.
I feel it. So yeah, man,
we just gotta turn his screen.
Sam.
well, hey, man, we wrapping up anyway, man.
Yeah. It matters, but it kind of don't matter. But it is what it is. I had a technical difficulty with my end. But man, hey, so Cheese, you had a question, man, that you wanted to talk about at the end of this. So what was your question?
Yeah, what's that?
All right, so this I don't want it to run too long. We hitting 50 minutes. So there was some debate. So with Dion saying, Hall of Fame, Hall of Game. The question is, what really qualifies you for the Hall of Fame? Like, what do you really need to do to get into the Hall of Fame? What are the requirements?
So I I'll say this: the standard has gotten lower and lower because of Super Bowls. Like when people started focusing on Super Bowls, people started getting them just because they had rings. So you can have 2 Pro Bowls, but you got 2 rings. People were like, "Oh, you deserve to get in." And I think the standard got messed up because, like y'all know how I am. If you don't got no All Pros, I that means compared to your contemporaries, you was never one of the best. You were always behind someone, and if that's the case, you shouldn't get Hall of Fame. In my book, like people like Patrick Willis, like you got the like how Aaron Donald played. This was his 9th season, and he got 7 All Pros. Those are the people who you're in the Hall. The people who are like, I had a good career. I was never great, but I was consistent. I don't think those people should just get in as easy. But I think what happened is, when you got something like that over time, it starts to get flooded out because, like just time, right? You got to, each year they got to put somebody in. And if you don't got, Ray Lewis ain't going to retire every season. So you got to put somebody in there. And then that's how it kind of get flushed out. That's how I say that.
That's the way to keep those players relevant too, so they don't just die out in history. Even though they were the most spectacular players, it's like, hey, how can we honor this player? And they say, hey, put him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I agree with you. Like, I don't believe everyone deserves it because if I think Hall of Fame, I think of like the greatest of all times in that particular season, year, or career. Like they produce numbers that anybody they came within that same time period could not produce. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and I agree with both of y'all. I believe as time passes by, the game evolves and things change. So, time is always evolving with, the players itself. So it's hard to try to discredit or not give enough credit to somebody that's putting up significant numbers that everyday people can't put in that deserve to be held over time. So they're trying to find a way to keep everybody, like you're saying, Sam, incorporated in time based off of the accomplishments that they actually made. And they said the Hall of Fame is the choice to do it. So, I mean, I don't always agree with all the decisions, but I do believe that they should open it a little more towards people that cannot do the same things that they do. I think that's open to them holding their legacy.
All right. Hey, I ain't got nothing else to say about it. And shoot, man, how we gonna look at it, man? We gonna get a word from our sponsors, man. Shout out our sponsor, Capri Sun.
Capri Sun the one, baby.
Hey, shout out our sponsor, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, also shout out to CJ Mack Show.
I'll promote your stuff, Nike, all day, dog. Get us right.
And also, hey, follow the Buf Father on TikTok. Crazy card clips. Make sure you go follow the Buf Father on TikTok, man. We're gonna put that down in the description. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that comment section and get that booger from out your nose, man. And we gonna holler at you.
Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, baby. Down in the box below.